EMF protection products? Do they really work? Hey everybody, Scott here, and today we're diving deep into the world of EMF protection products. You know, those things that promise to shield you from the invisible waves of technology that surround us 24/7. We're talking phone cases, funky fabrics, maybe even a Faraday cage or two. Now, I'm sure you've heard all sorts of claims about these products, some more outlandish than others. But do they actually hold up under scrutiny? That's what we're here to find out. We'll be taking a look at the science, the myths, and everything in between. So, if you're concerned about EMF exposure and wondering if these products are worth your hard-earned cash, stick around because we're about to separate fact from fiction. Let's get to it.
First up, we're tackling EMF shielding products. Think special fabrics, paints that claim to deflect EMF, and even those super cool Faraday cages you might have seen in, spy movies. Now, these products work by creating a barrier, essentially trying to block or redirect EMF. Fabrics with metallic threads woven in, for example, can actually be somewhat effective at blocking certain frequencies of EMF. The same goes for specialized paints with metallic components. They can create a conductive layer that disrupts the flow of electromagnetic fields. And then there are Faraday cages. These are the real deal when it comes to EMF blocking. They're basically enclosures made of conductive materials that can completely surround an object, blocking out all electromagnetic waves. Pretty neat, right? But here's the catch. While these shielding methods can be effective to some degree, they're not foolproof. For starters, EMF can be sneaky. It can find its way around barriers or come from multiple sources, making it tough to block completely. So, while these products can reduce exposure, they often can't eliminate it entirely. It's important to understand that no single solution is perfect. Combining different methods might offer better protection. For instance, using a Faraday cage along with EMF-blocking fabrics and paints can provide a more comprehensive shield. Ultimately, the goal is to minimize exposure as much as possible, even if complete elimination isn't feasible.
Let's face it, our phones are pretty much glued to us these days. We use them for everything, from staying connected with loved ones to managing our daily tasks and even for entertainment. It's hard to imagine life without them. And with all the talk about potential risks from radio frequency radiation emitted by phones, it's no wonder anti-radiation phone cases have become so popular. These cases are marketed as a solution to a problem that many of us might not even be fully aware of. The idea behind these cases is pretty simple. They often have a material incorporated into them that's supposed to deflect or absorb RF radiation, theoretically reducing the amount that reaches your head or body. This sounds like a great idea, especially for those who are concerned about the long-term effects of radiation exposure. Some cases claim to redirect radiation away from your head, while others say they absorb it. The marketing for these products can be quite convincing, making it seem like a must-have accessory for your phone. Sounds great in theory, right? Who wouldn't want to reduce their exposure to potentially harmful radiation? But here's where things get a bit iffy. The science behind these claims isn't always clear-cut, and not all cases are created equal. The effectiveness of these cases can vary wildly depending on their design and the materials used. Some might offer a degree of protection, while others might be no better than a regular phone case. A poorly designed case might not do much at all. In fact, it could give you a false sense of security, making you think you're protected when you're not. In fact, some poorly designed cases can actually interfere with your phone's signal, causing it to work harder and potentially emit more radiation. Talk about counterproductive. So, while the idea of anti-radiation phone cases is appealing, it's important to do your research and choose wisely.
Okay, we're moving into some seriously murky waters now. EMF neutralizers and harmonizers are often marketed as devices that can somehow restructure or harmonize electromagnetic fields, making them less harmful. These devices often come in the form of stickers, pendants, or even little boxes you plug into your wall. They might look cool and futuristic, but the science behind them is, well, lacking to say the least. See, these products often rely on concepts like quantum physics or subtle energy fields, which, while fascinating, aren't exactly well understood or proven in the context of EMF protection. The The claims made by manufacturers of these devices are often based on anecdotal evidence or testimonials rather than rigorous scientific testing, and that's a big red flag in my book.
Now, let's talk about wearable EMF protection. Things like bracelets, necklaces, or even those little EMF blocking stickers you stick on the back of your phone. They've definitely become trendy, but do they actually do anything? These products often claim to create a protective shield around your body, neutralizing or deflecting EMF. They might incorporate things like crystals, magnets, or special metals, all believed by some to have EMF-altering properties. But just like with the neutralizers and harmonizers, the scientific evidence to support these claims is pretty thin. While some people swear by these wearables, attributing all sorts of positive effects to them, there's no real scientific consensus that they actually do anything to mitigate EMF exposure. It's important to approach these products with a healthy dose of skepticism. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Finally, let's talk about EMF shielding window films. These are like those energy-efficient films you can put on your windows, but designed to block EMF instead of just heat or light. They're particularly popular in areas with high levels of RF radiation from things like cell towers. The idea is that they create a barrier on your windows, preventing some of that external radiation from entering your home. And to be fair, some of these films can actually be effective at reducing certain types of EMF, especially those in the radio frequency range. They often contain metallic elements that act as a shield, reflecting or absorbing the waves. But just like with other shielding methods, they're not a perfect solution. EMF can be sneaky, and it can still find its way in through other avenues. Plus, these films usually don't block all types of EMF, just specific frequencies.
So, where does this all leave us in our quest for EMF protection? Well, while some EMF protection products might offer a small degree of shielding, they're definitely not a magic bullet. These products can sometimes help, but they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. EMF is a complex issue, and there's no single product that can completely eliminate your exposure. The reality is that we are surrounded by electronic devices in our daily lives, and each one contributes to our overall EMF exposure. The truth is, the best way to reduce your exposure to EMF is to practice a bit of common sense. Simple actions can make a big difference. Limit your use of electronic devices when you can, especially close to your body. For instance, avoid keeping your smartphone in your pocket for long periods. Keep your distance from things like Wi-Fi routers. Position them in areas where you spend less time. And if you're really concerned, consider using wired internet instead of Wi-Fi. This can significantly reduce your EMF exposure at home. At the end of the day, knowledge is power. Understanding how EMF works and how it affects you is crucial. Be informed, be skeptical, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Research and stay updated on the latest findings. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech deep dives. Your support helps us bring you more valuable content. In conclusion, while some EMF protection products can offer a degree of shielding, they are not a complete solution. It's important to combine these products with practical habits. The best way to reduce EMF exposure is through practical steps like limiting device use and maintaining distance from EMF sources. Small changes can lead to significant benefits. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative content. Stay tuned for more tips and insights on how to navigate the tech world safely.